We're asked to calculate the miles per gallon. And when we say miles per gallon here, I can type better like this. We mean miles, the number of miles divided by the number of gallons. And when we conduct the division, that tells us how many miles we get for 1 gallon. Okay. We got to calculate the miles per gallon. So that means there's 415 miles. We need to divide that by 16 2/3 gallons. That just means we need to do a little fraction arithmetic to make that happen. So it's the number 415. Not near a good mouse right now, sorry. And we're dividing that. This is the same way. We're stating the problem in a different way, right? 415 miles, and it's being divided by 16 2/3 gallons. Okay, so to make that division happen, we could change that 415 into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. And then we can change the 16 2/3 to an improper fraction to help us conduct the division. So remember, to convert to an improper fraction, you do 3 times 16. So 16 32, that's 48. And then that 48 plus 2 makes 50 over 3. And then when you're asked to divide two fractions, you always flip the fraction on the right and then multiply, right? So we got 415 over 1. Oops. And then we multiply that by 3 over 50. And then you just want to simplify after if you can. I think it wants it as a mixed number too, so we got to make that conversion. Oops, I don't have a calculator out. So 415 times 3, 1,245 in the numerator. And then we got 50 in the denominator. And we can simplify that because this ends in a 5, this ends in a 0, so that means the top and the bottom are both divisible by 5. So let's divide the top by 5, that makes 249. And the bottom, when we divide that by 5, we get 10. But then the question wants it as a mixed number. So 249 over 10, we can convert that to a mixed number by conducting that division. Do 249 divided by 10. So 24.9. So the whole part is 24. And you might know that if it ends in like just one decimal, like 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, that means that's the number out of 10. But the longer way, the full way of doing it, I guess, would be is you take out the whole part and the decimal gets multiplied to the divisor. It's 24 9/10 of miles per gallon is what we'd enter for part A. Then for part B, how many gallons would be required for the car to travel 747 miles? Let's see, what can we do there? There's two ways I'm thinking of which one's easier. Okay. So we get 24 9/10 miles per gallon, right? And then if we're trying to travel 747 miles, then it takes you 1 gallon to do 24.9 miles, right? It takes you 2 gallons to do 24.9 times 2 to do 49.8 miles. So what we're really wondering is how many times does our miles per gallon fit into this number here? In other words, we want to divide. Here, I'll use the decimal form because it's going to be easy in your calculator. 24 9/10, that's 24.9. We want to divide these two, and here's one way of looking at it. We want to divide those two to make the units cross cancel. Because remember, 24.9 is a measurement of miles per gallon, right? And then gallon is on bottom. So for dividing these two things, you would flip the second fraction and multiply, and the miles units would cancel because miles would be on bottom. We'd be left with gallons. So in other words, for part B, take the number of miles and divide it by the miles per gallon in its decimal form. I got 30 gallons.